Sometimes when I get bored, I'll just go and browse on the internet and see just what people are doing and seeing what communities that I'm interested in, see what they are talking about. Now, for some people, they say that can be an extremely bad time, which they're not wrong. I've said multiple times, and it's kind of a well-known fact that the internet can easily be a double-edged sword, that they are some pretty unenjoyable places on the web out there. But most of the time, you're just browsing around, seeing what people are talking about. You can have yourself a good time. Maybe you can look into some like goofy drama that some people are getting into, or maybe you can just see people having fun talking about video games and anime, which is something that I'm seeing more as time goes by, and I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of scary. The amount of times I go on somewhere like Twitter, an absolute terrible app, or maybe you go somewhere even worse, and you go somewhere like Reddit, and there are generally people who are like having fun and are not absolutely miserable and not like screaming and arguing at each other. It's just insane. But there have been a couple of things that I've been currently obsessed with. Some stuff on the internet that I've just been watching, I'll say a little bit too much of. I have officially fell in one of those internet rabbit holes where I'm watching something completely random. And one of them I already talked about a little bit, which is just being AI in general. I always talk about that every time when you talk about AI, it evolves so fast that your last time you talk about it will be extremely outdated. And we have currently reached that point, especially with AI voices. I think it's absolutely scary how good AI voices are at this point, because it is crazy. One thing that I've been watching a lot of is just tons of like AI covers. Like someone just takes a character and they just put them in like AI and then they make them go sing a song. I think one that has been exploding recently and something that I've been seeing a lot have to be like Dio covers, especially Dio singing Kickback. That video, I'm pretty sure so much people have ended up watching that video, and it is extremely scary how good they are getting, especially with some characters. Obviously, there's like some people you put into like an AI and they sound just absolutely terrible, and you can obviously tell that it's fake, and you're like, man, of course the person isn't doing this, or of course the person never sing this song. But some of them are like scarily good. Like I'm literally listening to someone, I'm like, man, like I can see how someone could get like tricked by this. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about something even more scarier. Something that if you bring up to some people, they may just get up and just run away. Maybe even do multiple backflip aways, like a back then Power Ranger or something. How like when they want to get away from like a scene or like dodge an enemy attack, they do like 4,000 backflips over and over again and do like 65 cartwheels, and then they finally land and then they do a dramatic pose just to like give someone a high five or something. And that has to do with anime fans. Now I already talked about multiple times how weird anime fans can be, especially as anime fans myself. I 100% know. But there is one thing that we all know a lot about anime fans, and that is a lot of them have exposable income. I don't know where they get all this money from, but there's a high chance where you're an anime fan and you just have tons of money laying somewhere. And let's be honest, since you're an anime fan, you probably don't really have like a lot of friends, a girlfriend or boyfriend, or just something where you can like actually spend that money on. So you need to spend it on something. And that's where a lot of anime fans go to one side and one community that I just will just completely never understand, and that has to be the gacha community. I think we all know about these games that people spend absolutely crazy amount of money on. We're at the point where they even have whales, even though whale isn't even like the top form anymore. For people who are not super indebted to like gacha games, they have a brand new tier, like a mega evolved tier, and it has to do with krakens. And I think that's like the number one type of player, like the player who spends absolutely insane amount of money on these games, literally pouring thousands of dollars into it, and they just have no way to stop. They just can't stop. They have to keep on spending money on it. They have to keep on consuming. And this is one community that I just don't get. Like currently right now, you have a lot of people talking about gacha games, especially a lot of people who aren't really into it. Like you'll see streamers who don't really play gacha games and they're playing it now. And one main game that a lot of people are talking about is being Honkai Star Rail, which if you somehow don't know what this game is, if you are someone who's just watching like anime videos in general, you have definitely heard about this game. Whether it's like a YouTuber you watch was sponsored by it, or you just watch like a YouTuber bring it up on his own. But it's the brand new game from the creators of Genshin Impact, and it's a turn-based game, and it's a game that I don't really have any interest in playing that much because I'm not really into turn-based games. I think they're like pretty boring. I don't really think they're that much fun unless you're defending the original Sin 2. That's a turn-based game that I will play, and that game is absolutely amazing. But most turn-based combat, I'm just not really that into it. Most of the time I'll play turn-based games for the story because usually they're like super duper deep RPGs, so so they have really good story, and I don't really think the story of Star Rail isn't really that good. You know, of the videos I've been watching about it, it seems like it has the Genshin Impact effect, where the lore is good. I wouldn't even say the Genshin Impact effect. You see this in so much video games, where like the lore of Genshin Impact is like super duper cool and deep, but none of the lore is just in-game. You don't see any of these like cool things they talk about in the lore, except we're too busy eating like soup with like one of the characters or something. And I just absolutely hate that so much. Like, come on, just stop like teasing me with these absolutely amazing events or like this absolutely insane world building, and you just don't show it to me, and I just can't play it at all. And you just keep on talking about like this event happened and changed the way how the world was forever. And I'm like, nice. Can I actually like see that event in game, or like maybe get like a flashback cutscene or something, or maybe just have one character mention it and talk about it and actually act like this whole thing exists? And the answer to that question will literally always be no. No characters will never bring it up, where you're just like, come on, man. And so much games do this, and it pisses me off. I absolutely hate it. As a topic for complete utter time of just tons of games that just waste absolutely amazing universes and do absolutely nothing about it. You know, I can scream into the void about that in another day. But today, I'm here to talk about gacha gamers, and I still just don't get it to this day. And you know, as an anime fan, it's kind of like guaranteed for you to play one of these games. You're either gonna get into it or just play it a little bit. And I do play some gacha games. I play the Uma Musume game. I play it sometimes. You know, sometimes I see what they're doing. I log into the account, and you know, I get a little bit goofy on it. But I'm not really like hard into it. I'm not like a mega hardcore fan, and I never even spend money in the game. But you know, I would go and play the game sometimes, and I'll have it like on the side. Like I'll be doing something else, and I'll just play the game on the side while I'm like playing another game that I enjoy, like Divinity Original Sin 2, or I'm just like doing something important or something, and I'll just have the game on like the side. I have never once thought about spending money on it, so sometimes I'll go and like watch some streamers, and they are just absolutely going insane on the game. You know, they are whaling, they are going fishing, and they are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on these games trying to get the character role. Now, for a streamer, someone that I can kind of make sense, because obviously they're going to make the money back. They're going to spend thousands of dollars on the game, and they're probably going to make the money back of like people giving them more money to go and summon. I'm more here to talk about the people who aren't streamers. Those people, like, you'll see absolute horror stories. I wouldn't really say horror stories. These are like victorious stories for them. They hear these events and they like wave their fists and they start screaming like finally, of people spending like literally thousands of dollars, and I mean like thousands of dollars on these characters trying to roll for them. And they're like, man, I've just been playing this Hawkeye Star Rail and I'm trying to get like, there's this new dude right now, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he's like the current banner unit. And there are literally just people on Reddit and people on Twitter who are literally spending thousands of dollars just trying to get it, hoping for the chance that maybe the goddess of victory will just bless me and I may finally be able to get the character that I want. And then when they finally do get it, they like post their reactions on Twitter, and you know that easily has to be like one of the most happiest moments of their life. Or that's why I just imagine for someone who's like that deep into gacha games, that you're just willing to spend literally that much money on it, that like when you finally get your character, you know, you get your waifu or you get your husbando, you're literally sitting there just screaming. I just think you do like 5 backflips standing there and you're like, I finally got the character. But it's just something that I just don't understand at all. Now, some people will always go like, it's easy to understand the joy of like being a gacha gamer. Just go and watch streamers. But again, I always think a streamer is just not a good example of like these people, because again, if you're a streamer, you actually make money from doing this and you're definitely going to make the money back. But if you're not, I just don't understand. It's just something that I just can't get. Just going that crazy on these games. But hey, some people are just 100% for this. You know, this is some people's life. You know, they live for just going absolutely crazy on these games and spending thousands of dollars on it. And you know what? I hope they go enjoy it, because you know, at least if you like play a game where it's just cosmetic only and you spend thousands of dollars on cosmetics, you get nothing. But hey, you know, if you're paid to win, at least you get something. You know, you can go max out all your constellations or max out whatever any gacha game has, because all games have it where you get like multiple bonuses if you roll a character multiple times. But this is something that I just wanted to talk about, give an update of. I still don't understand gacha gamers, and I just don't think I never will. Anyway, this is just something that I want to talk about. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.